Hey now! What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and this is the start of my 31 days of horror movie reviews. And for the first day, I decided to tackle a franchise that is very near and dear to my heart. I'm talking about Final Destination. Final Destination is a film that came out in the year 2000. It was directed by James Wong. And before I get into the plot, I just want to say that I love this movie. I do. This is my favorite of the franchise. And there are some really good ones in there, but this one, for me, is the best. At the beginning, we meet our character, Alex Browning, played by Devon Sawa, and him and his classmates are going on a school trip to Paris. Very lucky. I've always wanted to go there. And this, just the beginning, when you see his fear of flying on a plane. Who doesn't have a fear of flying in a plane? Every single time I have to, I get the heebie-jeebies. And who knows, it could be because of this very movie why I developed that fear. But at the beginning, you see that he has a premonition. We didn't know it was a premonition at the time, but he sees the plane blow up and everyone on there dies. He wakes up, he freaks out, he gets thrown off the plane, and along with some other people, kids who want to know what's going on. And then the actual plane blows up. So now the people who got off, the survivors, they start getting killed off one by one because, well, they were supposed to die on that plane. What a great idea. What a great premise. So creepy. The idea of, hey, you narrowly survived this near-death experience, or you were supposed to be on a plane or be somewhere where you were supposed to die, and now the idea of death coming after you, death making sure that it rights the wrongs. It's just so good for so many reasons. I want to talk about Devon Sawa as Alex. I really enjoy him. He is believable as this kid, this normal kid who just has every reason to freak out the way that he does. He plays that very well. I think that's why he's so relatable. You see him just genuinely scared, genuinely upset, and doesn't know what to do. But you also see that he's willing and he's trying to save as many of these people as he can. Once he figures it out, once he realizes what's going on, he does put himself out there. He does go into these situations that ultimately ends up making him look suspicious. You have these two detectives who are constantly on him, interrogating him, thinking that maybe he himself is killing these people. But that doesn't stop him. He still wants to not only save these people, but save himself when he figures out the rules. And I love when you have a main character who's proactive and does try to figure out what's going on, does take the research in his own hands. The scene when he goes and meets Tony Todd, that's always one of the most recognizable moments of these films, is Tony Todd showing up at the morgue, being very creepy. Some debate on whether or not he himself is death. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. He definitely knows something, and I like how when he says to Alex, "I'll see you soon." He definitely has that creep factor going on with him. Also, Ali Larder plays Claire. She is a girl on the plane who saw Alex freaking out. She believed him, and so that's why she got off. So this whole movie, she's by his side. She's one of the only ones who's willing to listen to him, believe him, understand, and help him try to figure this out along the way. And that makes her likable. So many times in these horror movies, you have all these characters who think that our main character is crazy or thinks that what he's saying is delusional. Even if to anyone else it would be delusional, it's nice to see a character believe our guy. And Kerr Smith, he plays Carter. He's too good, this guy, at being a dickhead, being a douchebag. He is the typical jock who has the girlfriend, and he's always making fun of our characters, always just being a douchebag. And even when stuff hits the fan, he's still being a dick. And so for a while you're hating him and you're going, oh man, just kill this guy off, until his girlfriend dies. His girlfriend has that iconic bus hitting scene. Why don't you just drop dead? Pachoom! One of the most referenced deaths in any of these movies for sure. But then when he sees that, and he does now believe that this is what's going on, he too freaks out. He has almost a nervous breakdown. The train sequence where he's in his car and he's waiting on the tracks for the train to hit him and kill him, because he's like, hey, if this is all true, then let's test this out and let's see. I mean, at this point, you almost don't know if he does believe it or if he's so upset and so out there that he doesn't care anymore, doesn't care what happens to him. Seann William Scott plays Billy Hitchcock, who, that last name, great reference. But Seann William Scott, I always forget that he's in this movie until I sit down and watch it and I think, oh, hey, Seann William Scott. He is playing Seann William Scott as he does. Also, you have the moment with the teacher in her house. Maybe that's the silliest death because stuff is constantly happening behind her and she's unaware of it. And so, yeah, sure, maybe that could be a little silly. But one of the moments that I love the most is not just the end sequence with Alex trying to save Claire, but the scene in Paris. When they finally do make it to Paris, and then they think it's over, but it starts up again. I love that because that wasn't originally the ending. Originally, the ending was a lot more definitive, was more of a conclusion to say, hey, we are going to be done with this. There is a way out of this. And maybe for a standalone movie, that makes more sense. The alternate ending is on this DVD. I have watched it. It's fine. But I like where they went. I like that they reshot it and that they did go in this direction because it amps up the stakes a little bit. I know sometimes I complain about movies going for cliffhangers or going for the, hey, we could have a sequel on our hands because that's franchise fatigue. But this works for me. I can't explain it. It does. It works on a lot of levels. I don't really have any complaints about Final Destination. It is one of my favorite horror films. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Final Destination, the original? Do you like it as much as I do? Is it your favorite in the franchise? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later! Walking on broken glass, kicking down the door with a Jason mask, with a decked out machete, but you motherfuckers know it's heavy. Anytime you're ready, you can get you with a Bowie. Setting up the bully, but the bitch don't know me. Who's going? I'm going, you know.